So welcome.
Welcome to the podcast again. Welcome back.
This is just, it's a delight. It's a delight to have you all here.
It feels like home to me.
That was beautiful.
It feels like home to me.
That was,
It feels like I'm home. Home. I really only know the word home to that song. To me. Welcome home. Welcome home. Maybe that should be part of our intro song. Me and Candace were just discussing that we need an intro song or outro song.
or both.
Or both. Probably both.
But we're going to do it probably. I mean, yeah, we will.
Well, definitely, because
We're very legitimate.
yes, we are discussing many exciting things. Guess what? Secret projects coming your way.
You're already excited, I can tell.
I can see your face through that lens. So excited.
So here are some things that I enjoy about podcasts, because when I listen to podcasts, it's not exactly the thing I'm mainly doing.
Yes,
That's what I love about podcasts.
that's true.
You
When
can-
do you usually listen to podcasts? What are you doing?
Well, I'm on usually like Tumblr, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. I'll be reading something, catching up on them updates, those web comics I read.
Finding out Pluto's a planet again, which I feel like we were the first ones to report on that last week.
Is it true?
Yes, because I saw
okay,
it
good.
all over Tumblr this week.
Okay,
After you
cool.
said that, and I was like, she was right.
Was I right, or was my friend who tweeted about it right?
Yeah, but like you passed it on to the podcast. So
Yeah, that's true. That
That
means
was
it was
all
my
on you.
information. Hooray for Pluto.
welcome home to you.
So yeah, and I feel like podcasts are really good for that. So I always encourage whenever, well, if you have me on like Facebook or something, I'm always like, hey, you know what's great about podcasts? Listening to them while you're doing your homework or
Yeah.
in the background of stuff. But seriously, like,
Yeah, I usually listen when I'm doing my makeup in the morning. Then like my makeup and hair, I'll do it in one place. So then I just listen to a podcast while I do it because it's super informative and
that's
I
true.
can learn and look pretty. And I also listen when I'm driving. When I'm driving.
oh yeah, I've heard a lot of people are listening while driving.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I like being a part of people's mornings too.
Yeah.
Mornings are really important, I think. It kind of
It
sets the
start-
tone for the
Yep.
day.
And I would love to set your tone for the day. I don't know.
I was like, oh, Julie, setting tones for people's days,
Let me
eh?
set your tone. I don't know.
Julie's in a sing-songy mood today, apparently.
Sometimes my life is just like a Broadway show, and this is one of those times. Welcome to one of those times.
Do, do, do.
Sometimes when I look at this mic straight on, my eyes go really crossed first, and then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so it's just a microphone.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were. This has been an awkward silence for a little. With okay, yeah, next.
It's part of us being weird.
That's true. Conversation happens so easily when we're like planning, and
Yeah,
then
it's
as soon
true.
as this turns on, it's like,
Well,
so-
Julie and I are really big, like, creative planners, I feel like. Like, we like planning and we like putting those plans into action.
yes, that's what I enjoy about our friendship is we're both into both of those things.
putting things into action and
Yes.
planning.
Yes.
I was talking to Julie earlier actually about like big events that people plan, and she says that like event planners are like, you know, like for some people they're a little bit of a waste of money, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, but you were making. You know what? You turned me around pretty quickly because I was like, yeah, that's true. I guess some people just don't have that planning gene where they're like,
Or the time.
or the time. Because
Like we're talking like big events, like weddings or something,
Yeah.
or like big parties,
Yeah.
like huge ones, not like your dinner party.
'Cause-
But your dinner party is like,
for sure a lot of planning still, but I think because it since it takes so much time, if it's something that you enjoy and that you're like naturally just like, oh, this is going to be so fun and I'm going to spend 20 million hours, but it's going to be awesome.
I
But then
think
some people are like,
that's
this is so much work and it's exhausting.
the thing about it is that for me it would be for like, say I'm planning like a wedding or something like that. For me it would be a lot of planning. I would be very stressed out that it's not executed properly. What if I missed something?
Right.
You know, like what if it all just turns into a big mess? Then I have no one to blame but myself. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah.
Like dinner parties, if a dinner party doesn't go well, that's because like somebody burned the turkey or something like that. if a wedding doesn't go well, like people remember that. People remember that.
Mostly though, being to a lot of weddings, mostly it's the bride that remembers it. I mean, well, it depends what part of the wedding, like, because the bride is always like intricate details and the flowers weren't right and all this stuff, and everyone else at like the guests at the wedding really only care if there's an open bar and if there's good music playing and the food.
that's what
Bar,
I'm afraid
music,
of.
and food. But those are three of the biggest things.
I'm afraid that big things are gonna go wrong. Like, I
Gotcha.
don't care if my flower arrangements aren't correct.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, they're still pretty. Like, I care if they're the right colors,
Right,
probably, because, like, you know, weddings have themes, color themes. And if you don't stick to that, then it's going to ruin my entire life.
My wedding theme's either going to be sharks or zombies. No, it's not.
I was like, based on your shirt, I think you're serious.
Oh, that was good.
She was wearing a shark shirt.
Yes. No, my wedding theme's going to be Parks and Recreation.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
My mom's like, you know, your husband has to agree on that. I'm like, because I'm doing it just, I decided recently I was going to get married just like Andy and April on Parks and Rec, which is they invited everyone over for a dinner party. And then halfway through they were like,
Psych.
just kidding. This is a wedding. We're getting married in the living room right now. So come in the living room. And then they got married. And I was like, that's my ideal wedding. I don't have to go through any of the stupid showers.
You were literally just saying, though, I love planning weddings.
I love
would
planning them.
planning all these things.
I do. And I love planning them, but I don't like to be in them.
Oh.
Like, I've been in a lot of weddings, and every time I'm just like, this is the worst day of my life. I hate being in weddings. But I mean, for sure, I like the people close to me. Great, I can support you. I get the sentiment.
What if I want you to be in my wedding?
No, I
I'm
guess-
just never going to ask Julie to be in anything because I'm afraid she's going to hate it.
I'm ruining.
If I ever
No,
ask her
no.
to be a bridesmaid, I'm going to be like, okay, so you can definitely 100% say no to this.
Well, this is the thing about
And
it.
I'll only be a lot heartbroken.
A little
just
bit a
kidding.
I get the sentiment, and I think it's super sweet, and I always I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll be in your wedding. And the thing I love about it is getting to plan all the showers and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Because I love planning. But then when I actually have to go, I'm like, oh, right, I hate going to these things. Showers, just so you know, are the worst for everyone involved, because everyone going is like, I just spent a crap load of money and I'm only getting kind of good snacks. And this is awkward because it's people who I only see sometimes. And then the bride who's opening all the gifts is like, this is awkward because I have to open gifts and act really excited in front of everyone and then say a speech at the end and be like, thank you. In my experience, all the brides have felt that way. And then everyone just goes home and they're like, well, glad that's over.
I feel like I really don't want that, though. You know, like one day, I've never been in a wedding, though, is the thing.
Well,
You've been in like 32.
which is probably why I'm so negative about it.
Yeah.
All my friends got
You-
married as soon as they turned 20, and I was like, here's thousands of dollars and all of my time. And it was all in 1 year. I had 6 weddings in 1 year. That's probably
Were
the
you
reason.
in 6 weddings?
I was in 2 or 3. 2. I was in 2?
I don't know. I'm not you.
I know. I'm talking to myself. I don't know. I was in a couple. I wasn't in all of them for sure, but they were all like a cousin, a neighbor, a friend, a brother, a sister, and a friend.
For sure, I was in 2.
So for sure I was
Your
in
brother
2 of them.
and sister.
That's why I was like, for sure I was in 2 of them. I know that. I think it was just 2.
I'm really excited to be a bridesmaid one day. I'm excited for it.
That's good.
But but I don't plan on being a bridesmaid for just anybody, right? Like the only people that I can think would want me as a bridesmaid would be like friends I'm super close with and like my sister.
yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. And I'm like, I'd be stoked to be involved in that because I don't think they're all going to get
That's
married
good.
at once.
You're the person that they need then.
Yeah.
Because if you have people who have been in it a lot, so far I've only been like everyone involved is just like, I can't wait till it's just the reception and we can just drink and dance. That's so far been the aura of the wedding party.
Here's how I see weddings, though, is that I see it. I feel like it's all right. The ceremony and the actual marriage is about the couple uniting. That's how I feel. But the planning, the work, the effort, that's just a big thank you to everybody you invite for helping you get that far.
That's true.
Like you're getting married because the people you invited have impacted your life either as a couple or an individual, however you want to see fit. And like, that's how I feel. Like if you want to invite somebody, like if you're not sure who to invite, has this person helped you be the person you are today? And if the answer is yes, and it's in a positive way, like they didn't like wreck you and you became a stronger person or something like that, then invite them.
This is super inspirational.
Do you know what I mean? though?
Yeah.
Like,
I love it.
It's your wedding, and if your like uncle or whatever like has talked to you like 2 times in your entire life, don't feel obligated to invite them. Like, it's your wedding. You're having one day and you're spending a ton of money on it. So celebrate the couple as in the ceremony, and then the reception and like everything. Like, you're not sending out thank you notes just because, you know, thanks for, you know, marking this day off on your calendar. Yeah. It's like, thank you for joining me
in my life
in this like, what do they call them? Like this stone step.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Life. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
No, I definitely.
Stone is half of the word.
Yeah, like this milestone in my life. Yep. It's like, thank you for showing up on the day, for one, and thank you for joining me on this milestone and being there with me and getting me to this point, basically, because I have friends, I have family members, loved ones, you know, people, your significant other's family. All these people have shaped you in some way and have shaped you as a couple and have brought you here to this point. And like, some of these people were there when you were a baby, like, and they're watching you get married. And that's like a huge thing. You know what I mean?
This is a really significant way of thinking of your wedding. And
that's why I get stressed about weddings.
I know.
Because like, it's not a matter of whether or not, you know, everything goes right for me. It's a matter of like, I want my guests to have like the best night of
just because you think that way
year.
Your guests are going to, because I've been to weddings where they're just like, well, I want this and I want that, and all the guests are like, this is the worst.
Like, I just want everybody to have fun.
I already will enjoy your wedding because you want that.
I want a photo booth at my wedding.
Now, are you going to be mad at me if I trick everyone into a dinner party wedding?
No, as long as you tell me a little bit beforehand so I can at least look good in your pictures. You know, like, give me a heads up. Like,
I told my mom I was going to do that, and she was like, nope, that's the wrong answer. You're not doing that.
I also feel like you're saying that you're going to have your dinner party wedding, but I think when you actually get engaged, you're going to be like, okay, maybe you'll have something small.
Don't worry. I've already planned. I have 3 options, just like Monica. On Friends.
On Friends. I also found out earlier this week. You can get back. Just keep that in mind, what you're thinking of right now.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of anything.
The 3 options that you had.
Oh, I'm not telling you.
Oh, no?
No, because I've told people before, and then they think I'm crazy and stop being my friend, and I'm like, oh, crap.
I know one of them
just because I've thought it through a lot.
I know one of them is your cottage.
Well,
one of them is your dinner party wedding.
Oh my gosh, stop giving it away.
It's not.
Well, no, but this is the thing, because
I don't think you're nuts.
Because people, I know, but the majority of the world thinks that because I've thought of it so much, this is a huge production and stuff. But it's like, exactly.
You're a planner. You're like a big event that's probably going to happen to me. I'm a planner. I'm going to plan it all in advance, obviously.
And I've been planning it since like grade 6, but they're like, oh my gosh, your wedding's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm like, literally, it's going to be under $500, but it's just going to be planned out really well because I've been planning it for years.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But it's just super low key. So, but I'm not crazy. Like I know I'm not crazy because other girls do this too. And like my sister.
No, definitely. That's why if you ask, like, we lead kids, right? And like, I remember one year we were like, okay, like these grade like 7 girls were talking about names or whatever. And I was like, you guys have names picked out for your future kids. What are they? And it's not even like, do you guys? It's like, you guys have these names picked out. People love naming things.
Yeah.
People love planning big events in their head.
That's
People
not being
like
crazy,
ideas.
Okay? Just because I'm a girl and I think about a wedding doesn't mean I'm not smart and strong and intelligent.
You're a strong, independent woman.
Yes. I just bought a car.
Yeah. All right. And that sums up why Julie's not crazy.
Yeah.
I love you.
I'm not. Earlier today when we were having a little staff meeting for the podcast staff, it's just us.
What if we have staff one day?
Oh
Think
my
about
gosh. That. Oh, thinking about it. Me and Candace like to dream about our future.
We're in love.
Anyways.
I'm like, I want to spend my life with you, Julie, and only semi-romantically.
Is that what you said before? That made me laugh so hard. This is what happened before when we were planning. She made me laugh so hard that I laughed my gum out of my mouth. And she was like,
you're the coolest person, but you do the most embarrassing things in the world. Because she like looks so cool and she's got like this like super cool look. She's got the cool car. And then
I would have a leather jacket sometimes.
She wears rings sometimes. She's got a watch on right now. How adult is that? And yet she still laughs so hard she spits out her gum.
Ugh.
And like she's just, you're so adorable.
I don't know if that's adorable or just like she cray. Because that's the way I see
No,
it. I'm
you're
like,
not
oh my
crazy,
gosh,
remember?
I can't even hold a gum in my mouth. My
No.
mom's right. I do have a horse mouth. My mom, she's supportive, but she tells me like it is.
She tells me like it is. Julie, you have a horse mouth. Sorry about that. Genetics.
Yeah.
Hashtag whoops.
Great. Something I can't change. Tell me more.
I think your mouth is beautiful, Julie.
Thanks. I had this one customer at my old job who always used to tell me I had the prettiest smile in St. Catharines.
That's
He was
so
a
nice.
clown.
I had a,
He always made me balloons. Well, he made all of us balloons. Thanks, guy.
thanks, guy. I had a guy come up to me today and he was like, "Are you the one that took my order?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You have the most beautiful voice." And I was like, "Thank you, stranger."
I know.
I am not creeped out at all by this. Thank you for the compliment that I'm sure is genuine, but I'm still weirded out by. Thank you for telling me that the voice I'm born with was nice. It's a real talent I have.
Yeah. You never know how to take customers. I had this one customer
Yeah.
once who straight up asked me for my number, and I was just like I was in the serving customers mode. So I was like, okay, one second, let me just get you a pen and paper. And then I leave to go to the back to get a pen and paper. And I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I don't want to give him my number. And then I go back out in the front and I was like, sorry, I'm really busy right now. You can just write down your number and I'll get back to you. And then I texted him later that night and I was like, sorry about the number thing. I have a boyfriend. And he was like, oh, I just wanted it to be friends. I have a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Okay.
okay. And then he never came back. He used to be a regular. I was like, sure. That was a great interaction.
Really good job.
I used to have lots of stories about that place. Let's look at the scars all over my arm.
Yeah. Do you actually have any scars
I have
from
so
there?
many scars. Can you see these? Can you see these? Can you see that? Can you see that?
Are you looking? Are you looking with your eyes? I have one significant one.
That's
That
a tattoo, Candace.
No, it's beside it.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it.
I
There's
can
a
see
little
that.
line there. Yeah?
I can.
I also have a little scar on my wrist here. This one's from Hash Browns and this one's from Panini Girl.
Most of mine were from the oven or the toaster oven.
Oh, yeah?
You can see them if you get up close. I'll show you later.
Oh, yeah.
That's the sound of me winking.
Your eyelids make weird sounds.
It's because my eyelashes are so big and beautiful. Earlier in our meeting, also, we were talking about mispronouncing words, and I was telling Candace
oh my
that
goodness, we are embarrassing.
we're so embarrassed. Yeah, speaking of being embarrassing, I went through my whole life until last year. Guys, this is embarrassing.
This is the most embarrassing thing I've heard today, to be honest.
And
I was
she
like-
watched me spit my gum out.
I've seen a lot of embarrassing things happen today. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the job I have, you just embarrass yourself constantly. And this was the most embarrassing thing I've heard all day. And it was hilarious and endearing.
Okay, so up until last year, I thought that oregano was pronounced oregano. And I was like, Mom, we're out of oregano. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I showed her the package thing. And she's
Oregano.
like, you're talking about oregano, Julie. Look at your life. And I was like, that's why I always hear that word oregano but never see it. It looks like oregano.
I was telling that story about we were talking about the show Bones, and this one character, like years ago, this isn't like spoilers or anything. I think after a few years have passed, it stops being spoilers.
After 1 year has passed.
Yeah?
After a season is done, it's not a spoiler anymore. It's like, okay, the season aired.
Yeah.
So
Well, one of the squints on Bones dies, the British one. And
oh yeah, that was
yeah, it was super sad. Lemon to coconut, am I right?
so
Anyway, so he died and in the show, and I was hanging out with my friend later, like in the week or whatever, and we see this commercial come on for this show, and it's the guy who died, like not in real life. He's just the character died, but the actor lives on. He was doing a new show, and so I'm like, oh my goodness, I loved that guy. I wonder what show it is. So we wait the entire commercial. Both of us are just waiting for the title to come up because we have no idea what it is. And it comes up and we read it and we're like, both of us at the exact same time say out loud, Alphaz. What's Alphaz? And like literally we're like, that's a weird name. What is it? Alphaz. And then a solid 2 minutes later, I'm like, hey, Taylor. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, alphas. Alphas. And she was like, oh no. We did it. We done did it.
We did the thing.
Oh no.
Alphaz.
Alphaz. What's Alphaz?
So did you end up watching that show?
No, I didn't. Every time I saw it on, I was like, oh, look, it's Alphaz.
It's that embarrassing part of my life.
I cannot associate with that kind of negativity.
I just came here to have a good time, and honestly, I'm feeling really attacked right now.
That's like one of the things I'm always probably gonna laugh at. I don't like at least a little bit. It's just not gonna get old to me.
Yeah, I agree.
This girl I'm working with right now, she's pregnant, and every single I come up to her and I'm like, hey baby, and then I look down and I'm like, baby. Every day I'm like, okay, thank you for the bagel, baby. And even when she's having a bad day, I just say that. She just gets so smiley and I'm like, ah, you're having a baby. Remember that?
Here's a reminder. It's happening. Whenever people have babies or are pregnant, that's the same thing. I'm always
have
like
babies or are pregnant.
I always just tell them that I don't care what they're naming their child, but I'm going to call it Little Julie. And
yeah, that happened to Lil Vivian for like still.
Yeah. Little Julie. Yeah. Half the time they're really creeped out, but then with that time she was like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, perfect, because I'm doing it. And it worked.
You can't stop me now.
You can't stop the motion of the ocean of the sun and the... Here's a question.
Okay.
What was a movie that you saw more than once in theaters?
Like the first one that comes to mind, or
like okay, well, if there's many, then it's like, which one did you see the most in theaters? How many times did you, in like,
when I was younger, like
Yes.
I was a kid basically at this point. I saw Night at the Museum twice.
okay.
When I was in like grade 9, I saw Twilight in theaters like 2 times. What are movies that I saw a lot? Because there are movies I've seen multiple times, and I know that for a fact. I'm trying to think, because there are better movies that I've gone to see more than once in theaters.
I
know
just reminded.
my one friend went and saw Frozen like 3 times. She's seen like Guardians of the Galaxy like 2 times.
I'm asking
She
for
sees
that
a lot
for
of
Christmas.
movies like multiple times.
Yeah.
She goes to the theaters because she'll go with different groups of friends.
Yeah.
She just doesn't care. She's like, Maleficent, I think I saw more than once.
Still haven't seen it.
It's so good.
I know, I really want to see it.
Angelina Jolie.
I know. One time, here's a fun story. One time,
She's so good in it. Sorry, I'm just...
Continue.
Angelina Jolie is so good in Maleficent, you guys. And it's like, I wanted her... I'm not going to spoil anything, but I loved her in it. It was great. Now every time I play...
You're acting so cute right now. I love it.
Now every time I play the game of life, they're like, oh, Candace, you're getting married. Do you want a husband or wife? And I'm like, a wife, please. Her name is Angelina Jolie.
That's amazing.
Me and Angie adopt many children together.
It's kind of like real life, but I'm Brad Pitt.
Life goals achieved.
I went to see Hairspray 4 times in the theater. Back when I went to the theater. I haven't been to a theater now in like 10 years or something.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Do you ever think you're going to go to the movie theaters again?
No.
No?
Because it was just this thing where like every time I went, I was like anxious and just like felt surrounded and stuck. And then I was like, hey, why am I paying $10 to feel this way when I can stay home and feel a lot less stressed out and watch movies? And so then I was like, can I handle it? If I was forced to go there, could I live through it? Yeah. I could make myself do that. But I just got to a point where I was like, this is a waste of $10 every time. I'm going to stop going. So then I stopped. And every time people asked me, I was like, sorry, don't go to theaters. And then it just got this thing and it was great. And I was like, sweet. I don't have that pressure anymore to go to a theater. Yeah. But back when I saw Hairspray 4 times because that was a great movie. I was just reminded because I sang that song from it.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Oh, I think I saw the last Harry Potter like 4 times in the theater.
Oh, I saw one of them the day it opened.
Okay, here's a story about the last Harry Potter movie.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I've read all of the books and I've seen all of the movies, obviously.
I have a joke about Harry Potter after you tell the story.
Okay, perfect. I've also seen the spin-off musicals.
Perfect. And the Potter Puppet Pals.
I have definitely seen the puppets of Harry Potter, yes. So it's the last movie and it's the midnight launch because obviously I'm at the midnight launch. Obviously.
Duh.
I have my Harry Potter shaped 3D glasses.
Duh.
Duh. Me and my friends are going. We're a group.
Duh.
Obviously.
Duh.
Obviously. Okay, so we go to buy our tickets, right?
Yeah.
All of my friends end up in theater 1 and I end up in theater 7.
Nah.
Nah. So it's the midnight launch basically of the last Harry Potter. I'm with my friends, at least 4 other friends. No, you don't understand. I was with 4 other friends and they're all in the same theater except for me.
How did that even happen?
Well, we didn't buy them all together. We went to those machines, right? And it was like general admission 1. They don't give you a choice of theater. They're just like, okay, here's your ticket. And then when a theater fills up, they just go to the next theater because there were multiple showings, right? Because it was the midnight launch.
I would have left.
Here's what I did instead. We were like, okay, well, we'll just be a group. And the 7 kind of looks like a 1. So we'll just go in that 1 lineup.
Nice.
And we were like, okay. So they're checking tickets, 2 employees, right? And they're coming from opposite ends of the line. And one of them is doing her due diligence and checking and making sure each ticket is the exact ticket. The other guy is looking at, yep, you have a ticket. Yep, you have a ticket. Yep, you have a ticket. And they're coming towards me in the middle.
No.
I am not kidding you. I could not make this up if I tried.
No. So much pressure.
Literally, they're both beside me looking at my other friend's tickets on either side of me. Who gets to me first?
No, the girl.
The guy does.
Woo!
The guy gets to me first, and I definitely took somebody's spot in the theater 1 of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
So sorry, guy.
Sorry, guy or girl whose seat I took, but I needed to be with my girls. You don't understand. It was a beautiful, beautiful time in my life back when I had so much freedom.
Which one was that again? The last one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
That would have been magic.
It was magic.
So here's my joke. It's better if you see it, but I hope you still get it.
Okay.
I'm gonna eyeball I'm hoping, stare into my 5 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact. If you don't get Harry Potter references, then there's something seriously wrong with you. And seriously is spelled like Sirius Black.
I get it.
Sweet. This has been Great Jokes with Candace and... Oh, I said that backwards.
This has been Great Jokes with Candace and...
I'm not Candace.
Candace and Candace.
Sorry to the viewers on the camera. I didn't wear good socks today.
I'm sure they'll never forgive you, to be honest.
I know. This is the end. I will
This is the
remember you.
No, it's that One Adele song. This is the end. Hold your head and count to 10. I don't know if those are the exact lyrics, but it was for that one James Bond.
You're listening to Smooth Jazz with Candace Wright. Continue or keep listening. Oh, I screwed it up. That should be our opening music.
Is that jazz?
No, just you doing that. 20 After with Candace and Julie. Thank you for joining.
Welcome, friends. Welcome.
Welcome back to the podcast.
We'll be those hosts that talk like super close and super low to their microphone. Welcome back, friends and listeners here at the 20 After podcast.
They're joining us in beautiful Niagara, Ontario, Canada.
And today we're talking about how Pluto is a planet. Please, your thoughts, Julie.
I think it's great that Pluto got some moons back so it could join our solar system. I was reading on NASA that it's back. It's back in the solar system, and I think that's great.
Interesting thoughts. Definitely some food for thought.
Speaking of food, I had a great meatloaf earlier today. My wife made it. It had ketchup on it.
Wow. Some food for thought. Some food for thought.
Please join us next week when we talk about muffins.
This has been 20 After podcast here with Candace.
And also with Julie.
That
hurt my nose bridge. I pulled my glasses down so I was more serious, and I hurt my nose bridge.
Time to get more cereal.
That's how you... My dad makes a joke every day. He's on midnights all the time, and he makes a joke every day at 3 o'clock when he gets up, and he sits on the table for dinner, and he's like, time for breakfast. Like, oh, Dad. And then we all like look at the camera and smile because we're a sitcom.
Yeah, you're in a you're a sitcom in yourself, really. You freeze frame, high five people and everything.
You don't have to freeze the camera. It's us. Today I was dancing earlier on because there was music playing that resembled 80s music. Candace was like, Julie, your ents is showing. I was like, oh, sorry. Gotta tuck that back in.
Get that back together.
It's not a bad thing to be in ends with you. It's a bad thing. Fun.
Spent all your time and your money watching this podcast.
Ooh, guess what? It was no money because we're for free. We're cheap. Oh.
Just kidding. We're very expensive podcasters.
Yes. We are. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this has been 20 After podcast.
Yeah. We're recording this on the first day of October, which means welcome to the first day of Halloween, Candace. You excited? What are you excited for this Halloween season?
I'm not excited. I'm panicking because I don't know which recess character to dress up as for Halloween.
Podcast listeners, we need your help. This is the time when you're going to comment down in the comments on YouTube and tell us, because we have decided for one of our events, we're as leaders going to dress up as the recess characters. Awesome.
Yeah, that's actually an amazing idea.
And Candace came up with it and I loved it.
So here, here's where it came up with, because I can't be the one to take credit for this. My friend Daria, when I worked with her, she actually was like, guys, let's do Halloween. But then she moved to Ottawa or whatever, Daria.
Way to go, Daria.
I miss you. She was like, yo, let's do Halloween. Let's be the recess crew. And I was like, that's an amazing idea. I'm going to be TJ. And she was going to be Spinelli. And then we had other people. And then there's this guy named Randy at our work. Ugh, and we were like, Randy has to be Randall because he's also a ginger.
Oh, I love it.
And now we call him Randall. But I mean, I think he hates it. Anyway, so I'm not sure who to be, because I want to be TJ, or I want to be Gus, or I want to be one of the Ashleys. And Julie's going to be, who are you going to be again?
Well, this is, can I tell you a little backstory behind me?
Behind me? Yes.
Behind me. I was texting you some ideas for what we should be, and I was Pinteresting them, like group costumes and stuff, and I saw a bunch of people had dressed up at the recess, and I typed it to you and I said, we should dress up as recess, and then I backspaced it because I was like, if we dress up as recess, I'm going to be defaulted to, what's her name? Gretchen. Just because I have glasses and I'm tall and lanky. And so I'm just not going to say that because I don't want to be default to that. But then Candace said it and I was like, okay, never mind, I'm in. Because now if somebody else says it, I'm like, no, that was probably a great decision. And I was just freaking out.
Plus she was like, who are you going to be? And I was like, TJ Gus.
And then I was like,
TJ
excellent.
Or Gus. And I was like, I think from that point she was like, okay, so conventional things don't apply.
Awesome.
And she texted one of the other leaders, and the other leader wanted to be either Miss Finster or Corn Chip Girl. So I mean,
I was like, sweet. So I don't have to be Gretchen. So I'm going to be either Spinelli if I can find the clothing for it, because those tights be hard to find.
Or the hat. Do you have the hat?
Oh,
listen,
yeah, I'm all about those beanies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You got me on that one. I just don't know what I should be, because like they're pretty easy to find. I guess I would have to buy more if I'm one of the Ashleys.
Yeah.
I think I at least I don't know. I'll have to look around and see what clothes I have more of Gus or TJ.
Yeah. TJ's pretty
basic, but at the same time, like, I don't really have those clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's pretty basic, but do
jeans,
I have those
a white
clothes?
t-shirt, a black jacket, and a red cap.
Yeah.
So black jacket, red cap. Well,
I mean, I actually just bought a sweater online that might act like it's a little more light gray though, with like black in it than it is.
Yeah, but it
like,
doesn't have to be perfect, right?
I guess.
Because
But,
let's face
like-
it, the kids we're dressing up for probably have never seen Recess.
I'm really sad.
I'm sorry.
Should we be recess if they're not gonna? Yeah, we are. We're gonna be recess.
Yeah.
They can't not get it. I mean, they're high
I
school.
don't dress for anyone else except
They're-
for myself.
They're high school age though, so they should understand recess, right?
The concept of Recess, yeah, but the TV show, I don't know, to be honest.
Because it's still on TV, isn't it? Like
Is it?
reruns, not new reruns, but
See, I'm out of the loop. I only get 2 channels.
oh yeah, that's right. You know what? Vanessa just rewatched all of Recess.
You know what?
She's amazing.
That was a great choice on her life part.
yeah,
Anyways, I'm going to be either Spinelli or one of the kindergartners. See, the kindergartners are fun too.
yeah, they are.
Sometimes get to be like Indian and like crazy.
Yeah, you'd be nuts, and I'd be safety man if I were Gus.
Safety dance. S.
Have you ever seen the video to Safety Dance before?
No, I've only seen the Glee version video.
Watch the video to
Okay.
Safety Dance because
Okay.
the entire time you're like, what am I watching? What on earth am I watching? No, for real. What am I watching? I sent it to my one friend because like it's just so ridiculous. I was like, hey Mariah, you'd love this video.
Oh gosh. Sweet. I'm going to do that as soon as I get home.
Yeah.
Speaking
do
of videos,
it.
I was astounded this week. I was watching New Girl
Mhm.
while it was actually on TV, which is a new concept to me sometimes.
Did you have to like watch commercials and everything?
Yeah, it was like,
Ew.
what are these?
Do you-
But it changed my life. Changed my life. First of all, since I like we only use an antenna for our TV because then we don't have to pay. And we get like most of the good channels, but Fox only comes in kind of. So sometimes it's out. And New Girl was like coming in and out because it's on Fox. And I was like about to leave. And then the commercials came on and they was clear. And I was like, I'll try one more round and see if it works. And then a commercial came on. That was for the new Lincoln, and Matthew McConaughey was in it. And if you have not seen this, look it up right now. Lincoln commercial, Matthew McConaughey. He's sitting in a car, and it's like nighttime, and he's driving, and he just talks. And I don't even remember what he was talking about, but I remember my life was changed. And I remember I thought, you know what? I would pay $10 to see an hour of this in a theater at this point in my life. And that means a lot coming from me. But
In a theater even.
yes.
Wow.
100%. Like it was so inspirational. I was like, I can't even get back in the New Girl headspace because this has changed my life. So Lincoln, way to go. I tweeted at them and they favorited my tweet. So I'm pretty sure I'm famous now. And Matthew McConaughey might know my name because I think that's how the internet works. So
Yeah.
you maybe want to get to know me
Can I have your autograph?
after the show. Okay. Ask my bodyguard. But definitely go look at that up. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's like you would. I texted my one friend and she was like, "Yeah, I would also see a movie about that. Just him driving in a car at night talking." I'm sure even guys would like it. I don't even like. It's not even like a, oh my gosh, he's so fine thing, which he is. But it was
like
this is
wow,
just-
I'm inspired.
My brain is like, it feels like all of a sudden I'm made of diamonds.
Wow.
That's what it made me feel like.
Wow.
So
I really need to watch that. Here's
Yeah.
what I saw on the internet. A picture of a grape wearing a raspberry for a hat.
Oh my gosh, the internet.
I know.
I don't know how people lived without it.
I know. How would you know that a raspberry fits on a grape? How?
Wait a minute. This wasn't a graphic. This was an actual grape and a raspberry. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Isn't it? It was super cute too. I think there were it looked like there was a little face on the grape, and it was just happy to have that hat.
It's like my head's so warm now.
So full of raspberry.
I love that. That's so cute. I'm just picturing it.
Speaking of inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
I had had a moment last night.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a moment where I was like, my life is going nowhere
Oh.
and I am going to lay down here and just cry forever because my life is going nowhere. And you know what? I live tweeted my emotional breakdown. Like, I feel like rereading them, they weren't nearly as bad as I thought they were. But then I was like, but maybe people who didn't expect me to have a full blown breakdown on Twitter
were kind of taken aback. I just favored it. I came there a little late to the party, and I was like, oh crap, Candace is having an emotional breakdown, and I immediately favorited them all, and I was like, Candace, don't worry, I'm here for you, but I love ya.
Like I had so many friends who just came and like tweeted me all these things, and I was like, weeps harder because friendship is amazing.
Yeah.
And then like that inspired me. Like people just inspire me, you know what I mean? Like there was my like you tweeted at me, like my one friend Taylor did, my one friend Kira did, and like I don't know, I don't know what I expected. I just kind of needed to vent in that moment.
Yeah.
And like I vented on Twitter, and just all of a sudden like big friendship invisible hugs happened, and it was amazing.
Isn't like technology great for that? Because I feel
exactly
like
right.
everyone older than us, if they were having an emotional breakdown, they would have to just internalize it, which is so unhealthy.
Yeah.
And like us, we can just like tweet it out there, not even ask for anybody's love, and like get it instantly.
Yeah.
It's so magic and heartwarming and great. And that's what a lot of people miss about the internet, because everyone's like, oh my gosh, technology is ruining this world. First of all, the people who say that, it's your generation who made it. But they're always like, oh, millennials, they're ruining this world with all the technology use. It's like, I'm sorry, you guys are the ones who made it. We didn't make this when we were fetuses. We're just using your inventions. Second of all, it's making us feel good about ourselves. So maybe if we didn't have such a depressing world that we were brought into, also your fault.
True that. And I also feel like I can go on the internet at any point, and I can guarantee my friend's going to at least post one picture of her cat. And like... that's all I need in the day. You know what? No. It's hilarious.
No, yeah. I know.
But like real talk, if like you're having a bad day and you're like, all right, time to check Twitter or whatever, and then all of a sudden you see a picture of like your best friend like smiling with their cat or whatever, or they're like you're like, yes, look at how happy things are in this. You know, life isn't all bleak. There's still cats.
Yeah.
There's still animals that love you.
Yeah.
And like if you're like, if I'm feeling bad, like my friends came to me in a second, you know, and that doesn't need to be like every single time. It could just be like, I don't even need to put it out there, and like I'm feeling bad. And if I don't even put it out there, I can see my friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't have to be next to them. I don't have to like arrange a time to see them. I can literally just talk to them whenever I want.
Right.
And it doesn't have to like cost me minutes or whatever on my phone.
It's magic.
The internet's great for connecting.
Life is wizardry.
Like,
have you noticed that in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, they had that newspaper? I mean, in all of the Harry Potters, but the newspaper, and they were all like moving pictures. And like, I remember the first time we saw that when I was in grade 4 or 5. When did it come out? 4 or 5. And we were all like, oh my gosh, that's going to be, I bet, the future when we're all robots and we're going to have newspapers with moving pictures in them. And like, we kind of have that now, because you can read a newspaper on an iPad and there can be a GIF in it.
Yeah. And it's true. We would have moving pictures.
We are living in the world of Harry Potter.
No wonder, you know, all those, some of the wizards are like obsessed with like muggles or whatever. But if you think about it, we have no magic. But we created our own.
You're a wizard, Candace.
Do you know what? Today is an inspirational day, I feel like.
Man, I'm feeling pumped up.
Me too. I feel like we've talked about a lot of stuff. And coming from like my like existential crisis where I'm like, what am I doing? I feel really good today, because it's like, what am I doing? Yeah. But then I come here and I'm like, you know what? What am I doing? I'm doing stuff that I like with people I love. And that's what it's about.
Yes.
Even if you have to do kind of like odd jobs or whatever that maybe isn't the best, not every bit of like, you know, a smooth sailing life is a boring life, and you don't get creative by the things that are, you know, negative things shape you. Yes. So let them shape you.
Yes.
And then grow as a stronger person, and celebrate life when it is good to you.
And celebrate not knowing, because guess what?
That's hard.
I know, but no one else knows either. That's the thing.
You know what? That's a good reminder too, because it's like that quote you say sometimes. It's like when you're comparing yourself to other people's lives,
you compare your behind the scenes to everyone else's
highlight
reel.
You're comparing your behind the scenes to everybody's highlight reel. And
like, think about that, really, listeners, because that's the biggest thing I think that brings us down when we're like alone in our rooms, being like, wow, my life sucks. It's like, yeah,
look at this person on Facebook. They have a boat, and they have like a boat.
Right.
And you're like, where's my boat?
all the time? But like, really, their lives besides, because nobody's posting on the internet like, hey, guess what? Today I had a panic attack and I couldn't go outside of my door because I was too afraid of the world. No.
Nobody's posting like things that they do either.
Yeah.
Like things that aren't fun.
Hey, I'm just at the DMV. Do we have DMVs in Canada? I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
Because everyone in America is all like, oh, the DMV. And I'm like, well, we have like Service Ontario, which like is kind of sucky. But if you go at the right time, it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Like, and there's a lot of Service Ontarios too.
Yeah.
So it's not even like, oh, if one's busy, you can just go to another one.
Hey,
like,
America,
kind of
there's
far
another
away,
great
but
thing about Canada. Come up here, enjoy our stuff. We're doing it right. That was a theme song for Canada.
that was it. Oh, Canada, we're better.
We're doing it right. Boom. There's that song, you know?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I do know it.
Awesome.
I watched this Nostalgia Critic review one time of the movie The Wizard, which is a Nintendo movie.
You're the wizard, Hattie.
No, but we're talking a lot about magic today. Oh my goodness. And whenever he does edits, there's this one character that comes in, and every single time it's like, oh, look at the cool kid. He's back. And then it'd be like,
Boom.
yeah.
I love it.
It was hilarious though.
I wish I had sound effects like that could just like come in on my life at certain times. Actually, most
Like-
of the time I sing it anyways.
Like radio places,
Yeah.
when you see them like behind the scenes in shows or whatever, where they're like, okay, add this one sound effects, and it's like sizzling bacon or whatever. It's like,
I would love that sound effect.
you're here in the morning with like, I don't know, like Jumpin' Julie, and it'd be like boing, boing. Sizzling Sue in the house. It's like bacon crackling.
Oh gosh. Speaking of bacon, I have something to admit that I haven't told anyone yet except my mom.
What's that?
I like turkey bacon more than bacon.
You like turkey bacon more than like bacon?
Yeah, I tried turkey bacon for the first time this summer and my life changed. And since then I was like, Mom, you need to start buying turkey bacon. And she was like, no, it's too expensive. And I was like, okay. But at my sister's house, when I go there, she buys turkey bacon and it's amazing.
And you're all about BLTs too. Like, I know for a fact you love BLTs. So for you to completely switch bacon teams, that's a big deal.
It's not that I don't still eat bacon, because at midnight when I'm having that BLT craving, I'm still making myself a fresh BLT.
Yeah.
And even though there's no turkey bacon, I'll use it with pig bacon. But guess what? If there's turkey bacon, I'm by far using that. It's
Yeah.
so good. If you
Treat
ever get the chance
yourself.
to try it, don't be afraid, man. Touch that turkey bacon. Put it in your mouth. It's good. It's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
I don't eat bacon.
I know. Candace is a vegetarian. That's okay.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you approve.
I know,
I'm
sorry.
so glad.
As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, you idiot.
Stress God in my life. I think about that a lot, actually. Like, when not whether or not your headset keeps hitting the microphone.
Because it's hanging so low. I'm just holding it in shame.
I think about that a lot sometimes when, like, at work, customers will be like, oh my goodness, let me see your tattoos or whatever. I'll be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I'll show them and they'll be like, oh, I really, really like the cherry blossoms, actually. I like how you did them. And I'm like, they'll say something, it won't be like that. It will be like, oh yeah, I like the way your cherry blossoms are, or something like that. But the way they'll say it will be like, I approve of your tattoo. And
Right.
it's like, thanks so much, because I needed it. Or this one girl in a Subway, I was getting Subway one time, and she was like, oh yeah, I have cherry blossoms on my back too, but I like the way yours are done also. And I'm like, thanks.
Did we just become best friends? Nope.
I don't know. Maybe I check, like,
No,
I'm
I
such
get
a-
what you're saying.
like, I feel like I have a lot of love for people, but I'm also kind of like, I don't know. I don't deal well with people I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yesterday I was on the phone with my new insurance agent, who's also a friend of the family, kind of.
Yeah.
And she was like, so what color's your new car? And I was like, oh, it's black. And she was like, oh, I don't like that for cars. And I was like, oh, I thought it was super classy, but that's okay. And then she was like, yeah, I like colors, like red. Mine's red. And I was like, okay.
Cool.
It was actually a really fun conversation. I'm downplaying it a lot because I was laughing really hard and we were joking around about it because we were being like buddy. But that
You were
happened,
like,
and I was like, but and I was just like, oh, so I didn't think of, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I didn't really know what to say at first. So I was like, well,
Sorry,
I like it.
I
It's
didn't
classy.
like the color you got.
My car's name is Sir Charles Carmichael the Cruise, and I'm pretty sure it's a British agent in like the 007 or whatever.
Oh, it's like, have you ever seen Phineas and Ferb before?
Nope.
Where Perry the platypus is a regular platypus, but he's also a secret agent. That's like your car, except it's a car, and then it's a secret agent car.
I'm a platypus. Have you ever seen that video? Oh my gosh, I have so much to link it to.
You do, honestly. I always feel like people are so much more like savvy with the internet than me.
It's not savvy. And honestly, do not feel like you should be up to our standards, because this is just saying that I have spent way too much time on the internet watching 2-minute videos of a platypus puppet singing a song about being a platypus. Like, has that gotten me farther in life? Should you be jealous? Absolutely not. 100% no.
I don't know. I'm pretty jealous.
Okay. I mean,
a
a little bit you should be, because I'm really cool. Dad, now my
Spits out
car.
gum.
Bring me back to that. I told my dad that my car is cooler than me now, and he immediately was just like, Julie, you're really cool, okay? Like, you're cool. And then he gave me a hug. And then he was like, can you take a picture of me beside your car, though?
Well, when you put that picture of you in your car on Twitter and I saw the bow tie that you put over your license plate.
Did you think it was real? So did my sister. It's
At
okay.
first I was like, oh my goodness, that's so cute. They put little bow ties on the new cars. I want a little bow tie on my car. I was like, that's the cutest thing ever. They put little bow ties on the cars.
I was just like, I don't want people to know my license plate. Here's a graphic of a bow tie. My sister immediately commented on Instagram. She's like, that's so cute. I want one of those too. Can I get one? And I like commented back. I was like, Tanya, that's a graphic. She's like, oh, fooled me.
Me and Tanya.
No, because then I showed my parents her comment. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, look how dumb Tanya is again. Because we always joke about how dumb she is. Because she says she's actually not dumb at all. She's super smart. But just sometimes she says things and I'm like, huh?
No, the thing is that that's a different. I get that a lot too. It's a different track like of mine. It's a different wavelength, and I think it's an openness to different possibilities. That's what I believe.
Okay.
Because you can be like super intellectually smart.
Yeah.
Like she's an accountant, right?
Oh yeah, she's super
So
smart, and she's street smart too. Like it's like she's smart in both. She's really intelligent and pretty and awesome. Like she's the worst. Actually, she's the best. I love people who are great at life. But anyways, then I showed my parents that and I was laughing, and then they were like, what's so funny about that? And I was like, because it's a graphic. And they were like, oh, you also fooled me. And my dad was there.
When he
took the picture.
He took the picture. Oh, you mean that bow tie wasn't there? I feel like, okay. Do you know what my dad started doing?
No.
No, you don't. He started, because you've seen my dad before, right?
Yes.
He has like the goatee thing going on. He started doing like the curly thing with his mustache now too. Actually looks really on point, to be honest. Nice. But I immediately was like, Julie's dad does that thing with his mustache. But I didn't tell him that. I was like, wow, you look really good, because it does look really good.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I enjoy it when people do that.
I feel like people who curl their mustaches like that, I feel like they're just like on a like quirkier wavelength. You know what I mean?
It's like they're going through life and
in a positive
way, and everyone loves them.
Yes.
Yeah. When we were young, sorry.
He's just I'm like, you're such a happy dude now to me. Like before I was like, yeah, that's my dad. And now I'm like, that's my dad. I don't know if that's any different, but I see him and I'm like, what a gem. You're just amazing and charming to me now. As opposed to before when you were just my amazing, charming dad. Now you're my amazing, charming dad. I don't know. Yeah. It's the little things that count, Dad, that make me super impressed about you.
That was a great choice, and Candace approves.
It's true. I saw it immediately. As soon as he walked in from his like week-long like manager thing like 4 hours ago.
You're like, that. It's great. That's what I was being your reaction.
Yeah. Oh, I was like,
did the camera turn off again?
Oh no.
I
was like, is there something in the camera? Immediately
the camera is coming from inside the house.
Immediately I was like, this is now a horror movie. What is she seeing that I'm not seeing? Is it ghosts? Too spooky.
Too spooky. Turn it off. It's too spooky for me.
I immediately was, when he walked in from his week-long manager's thing, he was gone for like he wasn't, it was like 4 hours away. So he was gone for a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes back with his like curly mustache goatee combo. And I'm like, that looks great. And he's like, really? And I was like, I love that. And he was like, oh, okay. And ever since he's just kept doing it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what it is.
We're on the
but
same
I'm like,
wavelength.
Dad, if I had a mustache, I too would be curling it.
We would be making this choice together. Yeah, when we were younger, my dad's always curled his mustache, depending on what season it is. And we always got like pointed at, and like people, like if we were driving on the highway, all the cars who passed us would be like this when they passed.
What is that for the audio?
Slowly their mouths would get wider and wider in this huge smile, and then they'd all like turn around to their family and be tapping shoulders and be like pointing. And we were always like, is there something wrong with our car right now? Because we had no idea this was out of the ordinary. We were just like, what's wrong with our car? Is there something on it? Is there a dead animal? Is there decals or something? Decals?
Decals.
I said, this is another word. My entire life I said it one way, and then somebody corrected me and I was like, okay. And now I say it and then I never know which one I'm saying.
Decals.
Whatever. One of those words.
Decaf.
Guys, I'm failing at life. It's okay.
It's okay.
Because
we'll get
still
through
alive.
this together.
Decals.
Isn't
that how I
on
said
your
it?
car? Yeah.
That's how I said it.
You looked at me for, no, you said decals.
Decals.
Decals. Yeah, you said decals, but it's decals. Think of decaf.
Okay. Anyways, they were pointing at his mustache. We didn't know it was weird. And then we grew up and we were like, oh, not everyone does that. But you like, it's just him. I don't know.
It's funny because your brother can't grow any facial hair whatsoever.
Nope.
And your dad can grow a full beard in like a week.
Yep. My brother got my mom's hair genes, which is none. And I got my dad's hair genes, which is like, meh.
Switch.
This is on the wrong gender.
What?
My sister shaves her arms. Is that public information?
Is that?
She's done it since grade 7.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why. She told me I should do it too, and I was like, nope, don't care.
I think it's personal choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyways.
I mean, do whatever you want, right? I feel, yeah, I've shaved my arms.
Just live your life.
Yeah.
Ayo, ayo, ayo.
Not really religiously, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm
cool.
in my furry coat because it's wintertime. I have no
your
obligation.
furry coat being your clothing
/ my legs.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Same.
I'm waiting for like Christmas Eve where I have to wear a dress by
Yep.
obligation.
I know. I definitely have already slowed down that. And then last week there was a really nice day. And my sister was like, come over to the pool. And I was like, okay, give me like 10 minutes. Got to deal with something. But
she
fine.
knows now.
It's fine.
It's inside the house.
The camera is coming from inside the house.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
another
that was a fun one.
Oh, yeah, that was. I've been trying to convince Julie basically this entire evening to start watching Rick and Morty. Well, guess what? That's another joke that's made in Rick and Morty, and it's hilarious.
I approve.
Inside the house jokes.
Like, I know. I want to start watching it as soon as I get home, but my mom's like, stop using internet.
Okay, but also not. It's like a not appropriate to watch with your mom show.
No, I know.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I won't.
But Adult Swim has it on for free.
Oh, it's on Adult Swim. That explains it.
Yeah.
And in Canada, that's actually really good to know.
Yeah.
We're close to ending. We can like talk for 2 more minutes.
Like 2 more minutes.
Or we can just end it here.
Yeah, we can
Awkward
do whatever.
silence?
Awkward silence.
Wait, I stole that from Craig Ferguson. We can't use it.
Oh.
We don't have the rights for that. Stop.
Keep talking no matter what. Okay.
I'm
So
good.
I've had a great evening with you, Julie.
I feel like this has been one of the funnest podcasts.
I feel like I've had a lot of fun as well.
Either it was the funnest or it's just getting funner and funner every time.
You know what? Maybe we just have a good time together and people are just along for the ride.
Guess what? You're in luck. Sorry, that was all I had.
You're in luck and yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was a podcast.
I told you. No. We're gonna.
Let's try it.
No, we're gonna. Oh, okay. Yeah, ready? So
We
what
don't know
are we
we're
gonna
say.
do?
No, don't plan it. Just feel it
Just-
out. Just do whatever the Lord leads you.
This has been 20 After Podcast. We can't.
And Julie. Okay,
We're
bye.
the best. Bye.